Hi there, it's Emma back for another how-to video, and in today's video I'm going to be diving into Community Suite's survey feature. Navigating over to the left-hand side here, I'm just going to click into the Surveys tab, and you'll notice that there's a short description just showing how versatile the new Surveys feature is. So surveys can be linked to purchases like event tickets, products, memberships, or donations. You can also have a standalone survey that just lives on your website or that can be emailed out. For the purpose of today's video, I will be creating two examples. So I'll be creating a survey and showing you how easy it is to link it to an event. So this will appear whenever people purchase event tickets. I'll also be creating a standalone survey and showing how easy it is just to have it appear on your website or email it out through the system. To add a survey, I will just click over on this Add Survey button over on the right-hand side. So the first step is this General tab, and just speaking to this yellow blurb here, the image and description that it prompts for below is really only for standalone surveys that are going to be shared on social media or included in another community page block. If the survey is only going to be linked to a purchasable item like a product, event ticket, membership, or donation, then the only thing we will need to enter on this page is a title. The first survey that I will be creating today is going to be a dietary restrictions questionnaire that I will link to an event, so I only need to fill out the page title in this instance. So after I click Save and Next, it will open up this Survey Builder tab. In the Survey Builder tab, there's three main setup steps: title and messaging, question setup, and completion options. Starting off with title and messaging, this is simply just the survey title, and then you can choose to have a message that shows at the start and at the end of your survey. So this could be explaining if the survey is optional or mandatory, and then you can encourage participation if it's optional by explaining the benefits or importance of their feedback. Once you have this information filled out, you can click Save on the bottom right, and then we will move over to the Question Setup tab. For each question you add to your survey, you can type your question up to 250 characters, choose whether a response is required or optional, and then also select your answer type. Clicking into the different answer types, you have the option of alphanumeric, which is essentially just a text field where you can type anything in, including both letters and numbers. Multiple choice with a single select, so like a yes or no or true or false question. Multiple choice with a multi-select, so for example, if you were sending out a volunteer survey and you were asking what days of the week someone might be available, they might be available multiple days, so you would want to capture all of the days that they're available. Numeric, so if you were going to ask on that same volunteer survey, for example, how many hours a week they would like to volunteer. Phone number, address, and then a profile connected phone number or address. What this means is that if a user is logged into your community and answers either of these profile connected questions, their responses will be automatically saved to their profile, and then for any future surveys that they fill out, if it asks for a phone number or an address, it will be auto-filled for them. Once you have added all of your questions, you will see the overview at the top here. If you would like to reorder your questions, you can do so by toggling on this reorder button. And then on the left-hand side here, you can just click and drag your questions to reorder them. On this page, you can also preview your survey by clicking this Preview Survey button at the top here. And so here you can see all of your questions laid out. So in my example here, I have the attendee name, the single select meal choice question, and then also my optional dietary restrictions question. Once you're happy with all of your questions, we can move over to the Completion Options tab. On this tab, you have the option to have an entire survey be required or optional. However, as we saw before, you can still mark individual questions as required or optional. You can also set the purchase settings. So the two options you have are to have the survey appear per item or have the survey appear per purchase of item. For the survey per item, This would mean that if someone purchases 2 event tickets, they would be prompted to fill out the survey twice. However, if it's set to per purchase of item and someone purchases 3 of the same merchandise product, they would only be prompted to fill out the survey once. Since my survey is asking for dietary restrictions, I'm going to choose the survey per item to ensure that even if someone purchases 2 event tickets, we're capturing both attendees' potential dietary restrictions. Since I'm linking the survey to an event ticket, I can skip jumping into the media, content, and layout tabs and jump straight to this visibility tab here. The only thing that I need to do on this visibility tab is set the status from draft to live and click save on the bottom right. The last step here will just be to link it to my event. So to do that, I am going to jump over to the events tab on the left-hand side here, click into my events. I'm going to tie it to this team lunch event. And I can link the survey to this event by clicking this visibility/survey tab, scroll down, and I can select my dietary restriction survey. Click save. And so now this survey is linked to my team lunch event, and every time someone purchases a ticket, they will be prompted to answer those questions that I had created. Jumping back into the surveys tab here, I'm going to now show you how easy it is to create a standalone survey that can live on your website or be emailed out. So clicking this add survey button, we land back on this general tab. Since this is going to be a standalone survey that will live on my website and be emailed out, I went ahead and filled in the page title, the short description, and also a feature image. Once you're happy with this, you can go ahead and click Save and Next on the bottom right. Landing back over on the Survey Builder tab, we can fill out our title and messaging. Once you're happy with your title and messaging, we can go ahead and click Save on the bottom right. And now we will head over to the Question Setup tab. Once you have added your questions, we can jump over to the Completion Options tab. On this tab, the only thing I will need to decide is if I want the overall survey completion to be optional or required. I do want it to be required, so I'm going to leave this off here, and I can ignore the purchase settings since this is a standalone survey and just going to live on my website and be emailed out. So once we're happy with this, we can just jump over to this Media tab here. On this Media tab, the first thing you will have to choose is your media position. Clicking into the different options, the first is header and body only. So this essentially means that you wouldn't be prompted to upload an image or a video for this page. It would just be the survey title, any description that you have, and then the survey itself available on the page. The next is media on left. So this is best with square images, and it would essentially be an image of your choosing on the left-hand side of the page, any descriptions that you have on the right-hand side of the page, and then of course the survey would be available. The next option here is media full width at top. So this is best with banner images. So it would be the banner image at the top, any descriptions that you have underneath that, and then the survey, of course, available to open. And then using custom blocks only, this is essentially if you want to have full creative control on how you design the page, and this can all be designed under the layout tab as it says here. That's a very brief overview of all of the media positions, and there's more information available in our written guides as well. For the purpose of today's video, I'm going to choose the media full width at top option. So now that I've uploaded my image, I've also tweaked the banner aspect ratio. Out of all of these options here, the wide banner fit my image the best. For the banner max height, I set it to 50%, And for the anchor, I left it in the center. And so if you would like to preview your image, you can do so by clicking this show sizing behavior. And that's what it will look like on your page. Now that I'm happy with this, I will go ahead and click save on the bottom right. Jumping over to the content tab here, and this is where I can add a description to my page. Once you have written your description, we can go ahead and click save on the bottom right and move over to this layout tab. On this layout tab, you can change the name of your survey and also add additional content via this add block to end button. Please note that this page is condensed due to the menu bars, and the true view will come when you preview. For my volunteer survey, I would like to change the prompt on this button. So I will do that by clicking into this edit icon here, clicking into the button configuration, and so here I can change the label name, the background color, and also the text color. Now that I'm happy with this, I'll just go ahead and click save right up here. And now we can move over to the visibility tab. So first I will change my visibility status. So right now it is set to draft, meaning that it's not visible to the public. I'm going to change it to be live, so it can be visible to the public and filled out. You could also switch it to archived, and archiving is the first step to deleting. You can also set a publish date and hide after date. So if you would like the survey to appear after a certain date and then also hide after a certain date, you have that flexibility as well, and the system will do it for you automatically based on what you set up here. Once you're happy with this, you can go ahead and click save on the bottom right. And now we can go ahead and preview our page. So this is the survey page that I created. You can see the hero image that I loaded, description, and then when I click the click here to apply button, it opens up my survey with my title, description, and then all of my questions. And then once that's all filled out, respondents can hit submit here. This survey page can be shared on social media. It can be added to your website's top menu, or it can also be emailed out. Jumping back into the dashboard, I'm just going to click over on this Promote tab here. Under the link campaigns, you can see the default share link that can be used to share on social media. There's also this email campaign section. Through here, you can send a customized email to your mailing list, and it will include a direct link to the survey page. Lastly, if you would like to view your responses, you can do so by clicking over on the Results tab. On this tab, you have the option to view your responses directly within the dashboard, or you always have the option to export as a CSV file. You can also filter your responses by date range and edit responses within this dashboard as well. So to edit a response, you can simply just click View on the right-hand side here, or click anywhere on the response. That will open up the respondent's answers. And then if you would like to edit, you can do so by clicking on the Edit Mode button. So let's say, for example, this respondent reached out and said that they're actually available in the afternoon as well. You could go in and click that on, click Save, and save your changes. It will also show who updated the survey response and the date and time that it was updated. Thank you for watching today's how-to video. I hope you found it helpful and informative.